all these arms and ammunitions that are now being used to the point where they now have what you call the boxes, or what you call the nuclear burden, the portmanteau that is being carried with the president to everywhere. That's what got us to the nail where we are currently at, where a country that was annexed in 2014 was being advised not to go to get rid of their nuclear weapon. And when their brethren, knowing that they don't have no nuclear weapon, annexed them, and they don't have no nuclear weapon, and they started brandishing it. But the thing is that if it was a woman, if the women world, if the women were in charge, these nukes that they are now brandishing wouldn't have been, nothing like that would have happened. But it did happen, that there's nuclear proliferations, and at this point in time, the only solution we have to the problem is, I'm telling you, American women, buy me some coffee so that I can start a PAC, a political action super PAC, to help women to get elected at the global level. In Nigeria, for example, the only person I could have been thinking about who I think should be able to be showcased in 2027 is Aisha Yusuf. She was responsible for the bring our girls back after the fall of Gaddafi Reni, and there was a lot of arms that was shipped into Africa. Then there was this what you call Sahel uprising, where the Boko Haram started with kidnapping of almost like 200 and something kids, and this woman was the only one that spoke out. And there was another issue where there was a scar, which was the issue of when the brutality that was going on in America during the COVID-19, when George Floyd got thrown under the bus and somebody kneeled on his neck. Then the spread was the protest what was going on called EndSARS over there too. I'm glad I came down to here, because I'm missing apple and oranges most of the time when I'm on this topic. It's a podcast that I want to be able to say that as we speak, there is the people of African descent, which is the secondary diasporans that came offshore against their personal wish, are going to be the one that we're going to be. They came against their personal wish, and as we speak, I was fortunate to have left motherland, or the Red Mosque City, and I came into the belly of the beast. And when I got here, I was really shocked to see that what was going on here was even worse than what was going on there, because we have almost like 5,000 industrialists who are exceptionally wealthy, and they are all boys. We have the people who are controlling the nukes, whether in Europe, whether in Canada, whether in the far Caucasus, or even in the Islamic world, like Pakistan, India, all of them have nukes, and these are all men war. And we need to start having, if nothing else, just have a grassroots of women to consciously to start running for office. I was going to, I'm riding on the shoulder of this Madam Secretary of the United Nations, the former governor of North Carolina, and I want to ride on Yusuf, Aisha Yusuf, because she's able to speak to the power. I'm riding on both of them, but somebody drew my attention to that. I said, why? There's not a lot of them who's going to be able to run. My thing was that I was going to try as much as I can to use technology to drive it. And to drive it technologically, it's all going to be the podcast, the YouTube channel, taken into what you call ability to be able to interview, say for example, my landlady. I don't know whether she's Hispaniola or Caucasians or anything, but I do know that she's in the predominantly Fair Park business district. And if you go straight into the Fair Park district, like going deep into it, you will really know that the real estate over there says it all. Because our real estate down there in the southern part of town with the business district are not in comparison with the real estate down in Plano or Prosper or all those industrialized areas. So there's a dichotomy there. So I wish those 5,000 industrialists, in which there's only 250, there's 5,000 of the industrialists out there who are billionaires, but I think there's only 5,000 of women who are there with 50,000. We only have 5,000 of women who are able to match them up. I want to also say this thing too. This is very important. In as much as I would love to have people buy me coffee to get this project off the ground so that we can have Super PAC that would then start giving scholarship to the young ladies that are going to be, we're going to be bringing up. We do know that there is no man in this world that has ever given as much generously as the woman I will put in contest. I call her science principal. That's her name, the name that I'm giving to her, the character that I'm setting up for her, her character moment. So she has spent almost $6 billion, and the way she's spending it is interesting because she goes out there. She does the non-for-profit, that the charitable organization don't even know they're going to get money. They are vented behind their back. All they had to do was, somebody will now call the CEO and said, you are so and so, and I'm going to, we have vented you, and we saw that the work that you're doing is laudable, and I saw we're going to give you so amount of money in millions. She's already spent 16 billion. There is no man Even her ex-husband is running around going to space with $30 million bounty on every person that he took with him down there for 15 minutes out of space and came back. Why some of the people working for him, according to some reliable source, can't even take a break from the assembly line because they pay in the battle because they don't want to miss that 10 seconds, because if you leave that line, you're docked. It's the same thing with everywhere. That is the reason why there was this mass resignation that just took place. So I'm rambling around, but it all comes down to one. The lies that we all believed in has really made us to be needs to be flipped, so that at the end of it, it's almost like writing of a novel, moving from the positive character arc, and your foundation for your thesis is going to be the lies that you believed in. But I was able to pin it down to the lies that the women believed in is the reason why we are the way we are now. And to be able to get out of it, we need to flip the narrative. We can do that. Somebody told me, he said, a man cannot help any woman out. I thought that was a stretch. Just like women can help men out, a man and a woman, we're not different. We're all the same, except that there is human